Hi guys, it's Dan here again from Univibe in Birmingham. Today I'm going to be talking to you about some of the different ways that you want to be prepared when you first come into the studio and how you can get the most out of your session by doing so. First of all, one of the best pieces of advice I can possibly give you is to be realistic about your expectations in terms of how much you can get done in the time that you're spending in the studio. Don't underestimate how long it might take you to get set up to get the session started when you first arrive. Let's say for instance you're in a fairly standard lineup rock band with a drummer, a bass player, a couple of guitarists and a vocalist. First thing that's usually going to happen when you arrive to the studio is you're going to be setting up the drum kit, tuning it up, choosing what microphones you want on each drum, getting them plugged in and then getting sounds. All that sort of thing takes time before you even start recording anything. And likewise at the end of the session, don't forget that your mixing is going to take a while too. One other really useful thing that you can do, if you've got the means to do so, is get a few rough demos of the songs that you're looking to record. Now this can be anything from mobile phone recording, maybe a little bit of video footage. Most people have smartphones these days that they can do that with. You might have your own recording rig at home for doing demos. Great, even better. Send them over to the engineer, let him have a listen. It's all useful stuff. One thing for drummers to keep in mind is that if you're using your own kit, make sure that the heads are reasonably fresh. This doesn't mean they have to be fresh out of the packet the previous day, although if they are then that's great, but they at least need to be in good condition and still have a reasonable tone left in them. Another thing that happens more often than you'd think is drummers turn up here and they say something like, I've got this crash cymbal, it's okay but it's got a bit of a crack in it, will that be alright to record with? Probably not. Moving on to bass players now, one of the most important tips I can give you is to have fresh strings. If you think that new strings sound too bright and you're not a fan of how clangy they sound and things like that, don't worry too much about that, because when it comes to the recording side of things, you will want that top end, you'll want that bit of clank in there more than you perhaps think, because that's going to help your bass to cut through in the mix. If you don't want that much top end in the mix, it's easier to take it away than it is to try and add something that isn't there. Another thing to bear in mind when you do change your strings is to get your bass set up. This means getting the string action, the height that you want it so it's comfortable to play, and it also means setting your intonation so that you're in tune all the way up and down the neck. This applies for guitarists as well. I'll probably do another video in the future giving you some basic tips on setting your intonation so that you can come to the studio prepared for doing so. Vocalists, learn how to do a few warm-ups for your voice before you come to record. It's also worth finding out when you're likely to be recording your vocals in the session, because the chances are you're probably not going to be singing straight away. You're going to be waiting for the rest of the band to do their thing, getting the instrumental parts down so that you can sing later on. You may not even end up doing vocals on the first day or the first couple of days, depending on the kind of session and how long you're going on for. But if you can find that information out, you know what days you need to come in prepared, and make sure that you get a decent amount of rest the night before and you're in good physical shape before doing your takes. Lastly, a few more general pointers just before I go. Make sure that you're punctual for your session. You don't want to be paying for time that you're not using. Make sure you bring all your gear that you need. Check with the studio beforehand, see what's on offer there and see what you'll need to supply yourself. And finally, be nice, be honest and ask for help when you need it. Thanks again for watching guys. I've been Dan from Univibe Audio. Make sure that you subscribe for more videos and don't forget to check out our website at blog.univibeaudio.co.uk.